Hello there guys, I am Beerfus from Red Raven Gaming Community. I'm right now in a game called Interstellar Rift and I'm going to make a video of this game because I'm quite impressed why this game has not become more popular than it actually is within the sci-fi genre of the games. And one of the reasons I'm quite impressed of it is because I think the developers of this game have kind of taken the aspects of different sci-fi games and taken all, well, what I think is the good stuff to put into one game. We have, for example, the old game Freelancer, where you fly around, do missions, and then you can upgrade, then you can buy new ships, upgrade new weapons and things like that. It's kind of similar here. Here you can do missions, transport missions, seek and destroy missions, 8 missions where you need to fly out and help our AI with defending itself, and so on. And with that you get reputation, and with the reputation you unlock more modules and things to buy to upgrade your ship. And also you get money where you can trade either with other players or you can trade with the AI in the game. Then we have the building aspect from, for example, like Space Engineers or Empyrean. It's not totally the same, but it's quite similar, and I will show you that in this video as well. And then we have Pulsar, where you need a crew to control your ships. If you have a very small ship, you do not need a crew, you can control that by yourself. But as your ships go bigger, it will be easier for you to have a crew on the ship. Later on in the game you are able to buy some features to your ship where you will be able to control it by yourself, but still in that time it will still be better to have a crew that can do the things, because then you only need to focus on your job on the ship, and then the other players can focus on their job on the ship. But all this kind of stuff I will show you now. So yeah, when you start on the ship, when you start on the game, depending on which faction you're in, this faction is one of the easy factions. You have access in here. You will start on this teleporter here, then you will come in here. And then I'll just show you a little around on the station. Over here, if you have ships or you need to repair your ship or you want to buy a ship, you do this here. Then we can go here. Here we have the mission board. You can see different missions this here. They are randomly generated and things like that. And over here we can see which stations want to buy what for what price. Over here we have a little more detailed mission board. We can see the different missions here. As you can see, there is all kind of missions: seek and destroy, supplies needed for expansion, that is a station they want to build or something like that. We are under attack, someone that need aid, and then a place more that need goods, and so on. What is very important when you take a mission is to see if it's in the current system you're in. Definitely in here in the beginning of the game, because you are not able to jump systems before you have to get more advanced. So there is some missions that can be seek and destroy this sector or something like that. Then it's very important you see if it's in your system. Over here we have where we can buy the different some upgrades for the ship and things like that. These here is to be able to jump over to the different systems. So the first here is to jump over to all kind of tier 1 systems, and then tier 2 systems, and then tier 3 systems. Here over here you can see how much currency it costs. But you need reputation. For example, for the first one here, you need 1000 reputation with the faction. So over here you can see how much reputation you have. You can see faction, proposed ship, faction membership, tributes, and so on. And over here with the missions, there you can gain more, what is it called, reputation. Then we have this table here. This is where you build the ship. I will show you that when I've shown you the last feature of the station, because when you start you do not necessarily have enough resources for the ship you like to do. So down here we have some miners and we have some refineries. How the mining is working is you go up to the table here, then you can scroll down and up to see what kind of resources it has. The blue one here is water, the white gray one here is iron, then we have carbon, and then we have copper. That is what is around the station, what you can gain. With the iron and carbon you can then make steel, what is needed for some of the modules. But here you can then mine, and when how that works is you press whatever you like. Let us just take this one just to show. Then we press mine. Then it teleports the asteroid into the miner, and then it begins to take the resources out of it. Then it puts in these kind of boxes that there was carbon. We have some water here from another mine. And then over here we have some copper. Let's just take the copper here. Then we can go over to the refinery. We put the copper in this refinery. We go up here. We can see we can make 275 copper out of that. And then we just press purpose, and then it begins to refine it. And then it comes out here. And then you can put it over to your vault over here. This is my vault. This is my own server thing, and I have given me a hell lot of resources to be able to give my ship fuel, so I could showcase you my ship that we will go over to. Then you just put it in, and now it should be in your private vault here. This here is an unlimited resources vault. You cannot have those in your ships. There you have cargo pads, and then you need to come over to a station that has this kind of vault, and then you can put it in there. For your ship, this here is a personal. Then if I had a crew on my ship, I could put it in there. Then all the members of the crew are able to see it. Then we have the fleet. If you have a really big, if you have a lot of friends that is playing you, you can form a fleet with them, and then you can share the resources with the fleet. Now we are going up to the aspects of building the ship. Over here you can say you built, that is a ship you already have designed. To design your first ship, you go into design, funny enough. And then we have this here. So how this here is different from, for example, like space engineers and things like that, is you start out, then you, for example, make a room. We just make a fossil room here. That is a room on your ship. Then we can just put on a cockpit. There's 4 different cockpits. A small long one. There's room for 2 in that. Smaller one. Do not look that good. A larger one, again, only for 2 players. You can put that in, but it's a better view and things like that. And then this year, of course, there's not that big a difference on the cockpits themselves, their functionality. It's just what you think looks best. But yeah, you make the ship by making those rooms here. And you can make them bigger and things like that. And then for the ship, there's some minimum things you need. You need oxygen on your ship. That is this little one here. That makes oxygen. For the oxygen to go into the different rooms, you need to build one of these here in each room, and then you can just design it what you think looks best. But let us just take this floor one here for the showcase. Now there's oxygen in this ship. Now up here it says also I still need a teleporter to be able to get over to the ship. Then we go over here, and here we have a teleport. We have a short range teleporter and a large range teleporter. For this here we just take a short one. There we go. So now we can get on board and off the ship. Then we need some engines. Engines is also here. There's 2 kind of the smaller engines here. We just make one of those here, and then we need a tank for the ship that can fuel the engine. This here is the bare minimum of the ship. If I made a cockpit. Did I make a cockpit? I probably did not. There we go. This is the bare minimum for the ship to actually function. Then we need to put on some engines. There is different kind of engines. Oh yeah, by the way, this is how the ship is looking like outside. Not that beautiful. But here we have some engines. This here is the engines you will start off with, because they only demand the resources that you actually are able to get access to by the starting station. So we can put on some engines here. Then we need to be able to turn the ship. The funny thing about this game is the directional thrusters do not, or the movement thrusters do not need to be on each side of the ship. I can put it up here, and now my ship is able to move all directions by just having them up here. So you just put them in there where you think they look good. So right now this ship can turn, it can fly forward, and it has what is called oxygen. So when we go into how can you say how it's quite similar to, for example, like Space Engineers or Empyrean, is now we get into the blocky sections, and then you can begin to form your ship. If you just make one big square, we can just put this in here, do that all around it, and then we will just have one square. But there's different blocks of all kinds, bigger, they cover more areas, the large ones, and then you just form the ship as you like to. You can make some quite beautiful ships. The ship I have made, if you should show you that, just load it. I've made a couple one, but the one I'm currently using, upload. There we go. This is what I have made so far. It's a quite, it maybe looks big, but it's a very, very, very small ship, and it only require the resources that you are able to get within the starting area. The only thing you cannot do is the large engines I have here in the back. But I was able to do some missions and then gain some silicons when I made the ship. So this is how it looks for me. Then we can go into the ship. We just go up to the top floor. On the top floor I have a cargo area. And yeah, that is how the cargo works here. You have these pads here, and on those pads you are able to place 8 crates of those ones you saw I produced from the mining facility. So that is the cargo room. It can store a small amount of cargo, and it's also very important when you add those here. And then you begin to fill them up. Your ship will get heavier, and by that it will lose speed, and it will be heavier to transport from A to B. So it's very important that you have the energy and the engine power for you to be able to move the ship when it's also full with resources. This ship here is not very fast empty, but it's doable. This ship is not built for fighting. It's built for me to gain more resources here in the start. So yeah, I can build better and bigger stuff. And by the way, I'm quite new to this game, so this ship probably have a hell lot of errors. I could do better and things like that. I'm still learning. There's so much more into this game than I thought to begin with. Then we have the cockpit up here, the bridge as I'm calling it. We have a shield generator, the oxygen, some cargo for the oxygen, some batteries, and all the how you can control the whole system of the ship up here. Then we go down to the bottom floor. Then we have the weapon area with missile launchers, where you load the machine guns or turrets or whatever you want to call them. The teleporter I have, that is the large teleporter, a lot of fuel for my engines, and then generators, my mining facilities, and my refinery. Teleporters to move the resources around either in the ship or to the stations. So yeah, that is my ship. But we can try to go on the ship, and then we can see how it looks like when you're actually moving around on the ship itself. So by that we just go up to the teleporter and say teleport. So we are inside my ship now. This room here is the only room that is not supplied with oxygen, and that is because if my ship ever get boarded, they will need to begin to hack through the different doors and things like that to move around on the ship, and hopefully they will choke to death before they will gain access. But if you go into the bridge area, we can see this was what you saw. This is the very large cockpit. Here you can place targets. This is the planets in that system I'm in, so we can target that, and then well, a player can go here, target a system, and then the pilot can then fly to that system which is targeted. Over here we have my respawn, so if someone died they can spawn on the ship again. The engineering system, where we can turn off and on the different sections of the ship. Some general informations about the ship, that is the same information as you can gain if you press tab, and then we have that here. Oh, here we can see the status of the ship, what have taken damage and things like that. My shield generator. My weapon area, and this here there's some cargo pads here to load in ammunition and have missiles for the launchers, and this here is also where I could use another crew member for the ship to load the missiles and then shoot the different ships that is around. For example, I can select target, then I can select a target, then the person can select the target around that is around us, and then fire the missile towards it. So if we go through the teleporting room again, then we can go down to my factory section of the ship. My what's it called? My refinery. I have 3 mining bays on the ship, and again this ship is very small. My teleporter to move around, things around. My extractor to, if I have some resources I don't need, I can just throw them out. Up here on the 2nd floor, that was my cargo, but I also have a small facility here to make ammunition and things like that on the ship, if that is needed. My rift generator, that is what we need to make the jump. For example, we can see here, this here is needing the tier 1, the tier 2s, and then the tier 3s, and the different areas have the different different missions, other things you can do, and so on. So yeah, this was my ship, and here you could, I hope I've given you a little intel about what the game is about, how the ships here works and things like that. It's important to know even that my ship is quite small and things like that, and my ship could handle a crew. Again, you can buy upgrades for your ship so you can better control it by yourself. But I think in this game, that is my opinion only, I think in this game, when as soon as your ship is getting bigger, to have friends to help you work on the ships are definitely going to give you a quite a lot advantage, because then you do not need to focus on everything. Then the pilot can pilot the ship, the weapon, the person that is controlling the weapon area can fire the weapons, and all this kind of stuff. The person can go around up here, make sure that all systems on the ship is fine, report to the pilot, we need to get the hell out of here, so the ship is beginning to take too much damage, and so on. So yeah, but just saying, the ships that is like 10 times bigger than mine. Mine is just a small starting ship. I hope that I have shown you a little about what this game is about. Maybe you want to try it. Maybe you have questions, and put the questions down in the comments, and I will try to explain you. Yeah, whatever. Again, I'm just saying, I'm quite new to this game myself. I learn new stuff about this game here every damn day. I'm playing on the server with a quite well community. It's actually not Raven that is hosting the server. I found another community that is hosting a server, and this community is very great, because there's so few servers out there and there's so few players. So instead of Raven actually making their own server, I would rather go and support another community, give them more players, and then if the game is becoming more and more popular, then we can talk about if the Red Raven gaming community is maybe going to make their own game server that people can come in and join and have fun on. But for the next video, I will begin to show you me making missions. Maybe I can get some friends in here, and then you can hear how we are going to move around and learn how to control the ship as a teamwork. So yeah, that was it. make sure to make a thumbs up if you like this video, thumbs down if you don't. Leave a comment if to tell me how you like the video. If you have any questions about the game, please put them down. If I do not know, I'll try to find out, and if I know, I will explain it to you in the video. And if I cannot find out and I do not know, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'll try to help out as much as possible. So, have fun. Remember, we play games to have fun, and that is why we play. Goodbye.